Hi, here we are again, 2 days in a row, unbelievable, seems to be working. Well, it's a Monday and that has to be a good day for a Moonology card reading. Just a quickie one card reading in this video, but stay tuned to the end so you don't miss it. I want to thank you guys first and foremost because last Tuesday, about a week ago, I was on the live video there, and we have some great fun on the lives, by the way. If you haven't been on one of our lives yet, hit the subscribe button because there'll be another one coming up soon. There is a lovely kind of healing, peaceful vibe about the thing, and some really nice people get involved as well. Many people who watch the lives and watch this channel generally are actually psychics, are actually mediums and reikiists and healers. All kinds of different spiritual people get involved, so don't miss the lives whatever you do. Anyway, yes, so last Tuesday on the live I was saying, because my internet had been off for something like 3 weeks at the time. I'd hardly done any readings. I hadn't really done any work at all, and I was broke. There was just no money about, and you guys were wonderful actually, so thank you very, very much indeed for the donations you sent. I meant to say that in yesterday's video, but then cat action happened, so I kind of forgot it, but thank you very much indeed. I can't thank you guys enough. I really can't. Anyway, in the comments on yesterday's video, Melanie Mayon Radford asked me if she could have a quick gander at the garden. Fantastic British way of saying having a look at something, have a gander at it. I don't have any geese, I don't have any ganders, but there's a picture or two of the ducks here. You actually see my ducks, which I don't think I've put in a video before actually. So you can see Tammy, Crystal and Drusilla, the ducks, in the video, and also the chickens making a hell of a noise, and we'll take a quick look at the garden as well. So let's do that first, and then we'll get stuck into our reading. So it's been a while. Let's take a quick look around the garden and see what's happening. Sorry I didn't do the garden channel in the end. Well, I did do the garden channel, but I didn't keep doing it. That was the problem. There was just too much work to do to get everything happening. We've got some beans growing up here, and if I come in close, there are some beans actually growing, so maybe I'm going to get plenty of those, I hope so. I've got this stuff as well, all over the garden. This is supposed to be collard greens, I think it is. I've never seen them before, but I got some seeds off eBay, and if the seller was telling the truth, they are collard greens. So it's going to be cool to experiment with those. This is my hotbed. There's not much growing in it, because I just started it this year, and it's very deep. I come around the side here, you can see it's probably about 2'6" to the top of the soil, maybe 3 foot high to the top of the whole thing. And to make these nice and hot, you put things that are going to decompose under the soil. So there's cardboard and there's wood and there's all kinds of stuff, and as the wood is breaking down, it uses a lot of nitrogen, so not much grows, but some things are growing. And I got some fabulous Lolo Rosso here. Let me just see if I can zoom in onto that. Yeah, Lolo Rosso, that is really lovely lettuce, and it's just growing so abundantly. I'm so pleased about that. Under all these leaves, we've got the potato buckets, and a lot of the potatoes in the first row are wilting down now. And it looks terrible, but that's actually really good because they've reached the end of their growing period, and they're starting to flop. So pretty soon I'll get potatoes out of these buckets, and if you can actually see the buckets, let's try zooming in again. They're down there somewhere. They really are. But yeah, loads of potatoes and another 2 rows of buckets. We've got 24 buckets altogether, which I hope are all going to be full of potatoes when I get in there and check. You just never know until the time comes and you look. We've got some more beans growing up canes down here, and they're doing pretty good too. I used a lot of this, it's called landscaping bark. Just kind of wooden chips that you can buy in great big sacks, and I've used those to just stop the weeds coming up and to have footpaths to walk up. Here we've got some onions which are not looking all that healthy really, but they are growing nicely, so I'm not too worried. Hopefully we'll get something decent out of there. And down here more beans, and see this lovely yellowing courgette plant there. That's going to give me some nice courgette. Down here we've got more courgettes and general squashes growing, and basically I've planted far too many of them, so I need to thin those out a bit, but they're coming into flower and I'm sure they're going to produce some nice goodies soon. And let's come in close to this one. This is just the most successful collard green plant. I planted something like 32 of them, and 3 or 4 of them are absolutely massive, and here's 2 of the big ones here. So very pleasing there. And over here we've got artichokes, and if you were watching last year, you'll know I grew loads of artichokes last year, and they grow very tall. They're only about half the height they should be at the moment. They'll finish up being about 8 feet tall, so they're massive, and you get great big canes from them, which is wonderful. And this time last year I didn't have anything like as many different things growing in the garden as I have at the moment, but you know, what with food shortages and all that stuff that everyone's talking about, I wanted to kind of optimize the garden. So here we've got some cauliflowers growing. They're doing nicely. Got some other cauliflowers growing here. They're not doing quite so well, but I planted them a bit later, so maybe they will be fine. And then coming up we've got rhubarb and stuff over there, and more onions. Not too much over there because it's kind of a dark corner, and I don't like to just hack the trees away. You know, the planet needs trees, and so do we, so I leave quite a lot of that there. Bit of a dark corner, but nature needs some variety to thrive, so that's good. And then over here we've got the herb garden. Pointing the camera straight at, I can't remember what it is now, some kind of berry plant anyway. And then next to it we've got lemon balm over here. And guys, if you've never tried lemon balm for anxiety, it is absolutely amazing stuff. I only really picked this plant once, and it has just been marvellous. You know, I was concerned about quite a few things. I wouldn't say I was really anxious, but I had some anxiety, and I made a tea out of these, and I just felt absolutely great the next morning. So lemon balm, if you haven't tried it yet, do try it. Sage growing there, more rhubarb, and there's a lot of herbs in that kind of what's it called, that hoop house thing that I've built there. It's got bird-proof mesh on it, and there's a lot of weeds in there as well, if I'm honest. It's kind of hard to keep on top of so many different things, but there are some good herbs in there. The dill has grown absolutely massive and is running to seed, and the chickens are super noisy. I'll have a quick look in the greenhouse as well. This is really crammed with plants actually. Yet again, I think I've grown too many. But I haven't got the heart to kill things when they're nice and healthy. So everything that grew is still trying to grow. We've got mostly tomatoes in here, and there are 1 or 2 little tomatoes forming already. It's quite early in the year for that to happen, but there are some. And yet more squash. These are butternut squash here. I've got some outside as well, but I like to cover all bases, so I've got some inside too. There's another one there. It's growing nice and green and luscious, and the tomatoes very much in flower at the moment, so things are starting to happen there. Let me see if I can find an actual tomato growing. There's one down here somewhere, I think. No, I can't see it now. It's down there somewhere though. It really is. Hopefully in another video very soon I'm going to be able to actually show you real green tomatoes starting to grow. We've got some more Lolo Rossa there waiting to go out, and some Trisha lettuce too. A pepper plant there that isn't doing too well, and up here we've got an Angelica, which seemed like a nice thing to grow. Some alpine strawberries down here. I'm going to have to get those out pretty soon into big pots and into the sun, because it's actually June 21st tomorrow. I'm recording this on June the 20th, so that is actually the summer solstice, and after that the nights start getting that little bit darker, so I'm going to have to get these planted out soon. Let's see if we can get the ducks in shot. Ducks are really uncooperative with filming, I've got to say it. and they have had nice clean water in their pond this very day. But ducks are really filthy creatures, and as soon as they get in the pond, the water just goes almost black. But they're laying eggs. The two white ones are Tammy and Crystal. You might know those names from YouTube. And the brown one is called Drusilla. And maybe a gentleman duck. I'm not totally sure yet. Really hard to tell. She is a khaki Campbell. That's that brown colour. And if they're males, then their heads turn green as they get older. So I'll soon find out. Let's film a bit at the front of the house as well to see what's going on here, because I might as well use all the spaces. Right here, got some carrots, and these are heritage variety carrots. They're called Saint Valery, and they're apparently going to grow really nice and big. They're doing well. They came up pretty quickly. Got them in containers there. Also in the containers, some peas growing here, and that's going quite nicely. If I come in closely, you can see that great big pea pod starting to really take shape there. And we've got some smaller ones around here as well, which are taking their time, but are going to be good, I think. Please excuse all the junk. That's all my kind of chicken watering, feeding stuff and everything there. Here we've got some field beans, which are really taking their time, but I got ones that are going to come into flower a little bit later, so there'll be a bit of continuity. You know, as one lot of peas and beans runs out, there'll be some more coming. 3 of them in a nice pretty pink pot up there too. Here we've got red Perilla, which is, you can't actually get the seeds in Britain, but I have certain contacts, so I managed to get one. It's not very big though. Hope it does a lot better than that. And we've got some cutting celery growing here too, which is really nice. Here we've got a calla lily, which unfortunately it's in a big green plant pot, and it got run over by a builder's van that came past and all broken. So I've got to salvage that today, see if I can fix it somehow. But the lily is actually starting to grow despite it. I nearly forgot the window. Cutting celery growing inside the window there, and we've got some spring onions which are really flopping over. I'm not having much luck with onions this year. Don't know why that is, but they're all growing, so no doubt we'll get something rather than nothing. Well, hope you enjoyed that. So Moonology, let's get the Moonology deck out and let's pull ourselves a card for Monday. Well, really, I guess this holds good until the next Moonology card reading, really, which won't be a whole week until I use Moonology again. Beautiful deck, actually, and full of positive, happy kind of messages and uplifting messages, and even the sort of warning feeling messages you get from it, which you get from any deck, are actually... You know, there's something positive about, you know, the way they warn you about things. Kind of hard to describe, really, but let's pull a card, and here we are. Have faith in your dream. Can you see that? Have faith in your dream, and it says waxing crescent moon. Have faith in your dreams, plural. Actually, I couldn't see it in the camera lens there. Now, we've got a crescent moon there, and that is very symbolic of the dreams that we have. And the dream work that we do, because it is a kind of work that we do in our sleep, spiritually speaking. When we're dreaming, even if we're daydreaming, then a big part of the subconscious mind is actually fully alive and fully active in the spiritual realms. That's what dreams are all about. And we need to dream big in lots of ways, but when we're dreaming, we don't have any control. We can't say, right, I need this dream to be bigger, please. You know, not until we've woken up anyway. But if you want to dream big, hold that affirmation and ask the angels, and those big dreams will come for sure. But we tend to dream things that we'd like to bring into being, you know, when we have that connection to the other side through our dreams, we are actually in touch with our own higher selves. You know, a big part of you, a big part of me, all of us have a big part which actually exists in the spiritual planes. This worldly life is only one expression of the true all-encompassing life that we're having, I suppose. So we dream, you know, and we have dreams about things that haven't come into being yet, and they can come into being if we will them to do so, and if we ask the angels and we keep working on it. That's the thing to do, is keep working on it, don't lose sight of it. So as we're working on those dreams, it can seem hopeless. It can seem, how could that ever possibly happen? But the things we dream of are the things we are meant to dream of. They're about our true life path, our true life purpose. And just as the moon is crescent in this card, the moon is going to be in a cycle, but it's always in a cycle, and it's going to come around to a full moon again, and it's going to go down to a new moon, and it's going to keep on coming. There are going to be more chances all the time. Monday, Moon Day, a very special day for anything to do with moon magic, obviously, and of course. But there is another Monday every week, is there not, friends? And the moon will be in a different part of her journey every different Monday that comes up. The times, the dates, everything is in a cycle, you know, and the moon is always active. So there you go, Moonology, have faith in your dreams. And this card is about a waxing crescent moon, which is just about what we're looking at there. And it's waxing, it's rising. So as we have faith in our dreams, like the card tells us to, those dreams are being brought into fullness all the time. So fear not if you feel like you're not getting anywhere. Maybe you won't get anywhere this moon cycle. I pray that you do, but you know, what will be will be. It's all what's meant to be that really matters. The thing is, the moon will keep on going round and round, and sooner or later you'll be able to bring your dreams to fullness, to bring your dreams actually to completion. Okay, now then, slightly controversial topic, I suppose. Something else that came up in the live video we were doing last week. We were talking about controversial tarot, controversial magic, that kind of thing. And the name of Aleister Crowley came up, who I've no doubt you'll have heard of. And he was called the wickedest man in the world, and he did some terrible things, absolutely. And what brought this up was we were talking about the Thoth deck, and I do actually own a copy of the Crowley Thoth deck, and I got the book of Thoth as well. And I've thought a lot about this, actually, because at first when I started thinking about that deck, before I even got it, I put off buying it, because I just didn't want to get involved with any of the terrible things that went on with Crowley. But since then, I've always had a slight interest in what it was on about, and I've come to realise that the whole point is this, the thelema, the thelema idea, that do what you want, do what thou wilt, shall be the whole of the Lord, do what you want. And the thing is, Crowley was a beast, and he actually wanted to be a beast, and so he did what he wanted, and that for him was the whole of the law. Doesn't mean that anybody who follows magic or follows thelema has to be doing anything bad, has to be doing anything negative at all. That's really not what it's about. And if your wishes are love and your wishes are light, I don't see why you shouldn't follow some of the teachings of Crowley, because to actually gain advancement in, to begin with, the Freemasons, and then the Golden Dawn, and finally Ordo Templi Orientis, he did actually have to do some genuine study, some real work, and he did actually do that very diligently. So some of what he teaches is actually teachings from a much higher source than he could ever have hoped to be. And so he's found some good information, some interesting information, and I just wonder what you think, guys. You know, let me have your 2 cents, let me have your 2,000 cents, whatever you want to say. Put it down there in the comments below. Do let me know what you think of the garden. Do let me know what you thought of today's reading. What did you make of it? Like I say, more videos coming up all the time, so thanks a lot for watching. Do throw a like on this one, and do hit that subscribe button as well, if you wouldn't mind, because there is definitely more to come. There is always more to come on Merlin's Mountain, because it is a place of magic and a place of love and light. That's what it's all about. So I wish you all love and light, blessings and peace.